Ambassador to England or France. You might like to gamble, or you might like to dance. You may be the heavyweight champion of the world. You may be a socialite with a long string of pearls, but you're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Yes, you're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Well, it may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
You might be a rock and roll addict prancing on a stage. You might have drugs at your command, women in a cage. You may be a businessman or some high-degree thief. Well, they may call you doctor, or they may call you chief, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Yes, you are. You're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Well, it may be the devil, but it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Well, you may be a state trooper. You might be a young Turk. You may be the head of some TV network. You may be rich or poor. You may be blind or lame. You may be living in another country under another name, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Yes, you are. You're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Well, it may be the devil, but it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Well, you might like to wear cotton. You might like to wear silk. You might like to drink whiskey, or you might like to drink milk. You might like to eat caviar. You might like to eat bread. You may be sleeping on the floor, sleeping on a king-size bed, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Yes, you are. You're gonna have to serve somebody.
Serve somebody.
Well, it may be the devil. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Evening. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody. I hope you are. And you've got us feeling. All right, that will do. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me. I'm making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Brother John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free, hey! And he's quick with a joke, or he'll light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. Oh, he said, John, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Pretty good crowd for Sunday. And the manager, she gives me a half-hearted smile.
Well, I'm waving at them.
Yeah.
I'm waving at them.
How you doing, Susan Ann?
I'm all right, thank you.
It's been a week.
Right.
And
It's
a bit,
been a week and a
isn't it?
bit. Yes,
Oh, my word.
we've been up to God's own country and back again.
Yeah, we have.
You'll be pleased to hear me say that, Gareth.
Well, it was God's own country. In a kind of a way, it was lovely to hear people speaking like this, wasn't it, really? Oh, marvellous. Everything was marvellous. It was just marvellous. How are you doing? I'm fine, you know. And I just loved the people, to be honest. And the people are so pleasant, all of them, all the time. Okay, I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying some of them are.
It was a lovely time.
It was
Actually,
a lovely
it was a really
time we
nice
had.
time. Really nice time.
And I think I saw a Welsh person, actually.
You didn't leave, did you? You didn't leave Beechwood
that
Court at all.
building. It's
Well, we got there and we realised that they were providing us with 3 meals.
full board.
Full
What a
board.
disaster
So
that was.
Jonathan just never left the building.
And no, I kind of.
You went for a walk,
My hip was
didn't you?
terrible.
You went
And
for a bit of a walk, but-
climbing the stairs every night was enough. And but we had an absolutely splendid
We
time.
did.
What was your highlight, Susan Ann?
Oh, well, it has to be the people, really. They were lovely people.
You're just a crawler, aren't
I
you?
know,
Oh,
you know me.
do you know what?
You know me.
You could try something more original.
I tell you what it was. It was really nice. We got there, and some people that we met last year that we'd never met before had come again because Jonathan was there, and that for me was very special.
Yeah,
Very
it was
special.
actually David and Janet.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
came.
Eric?
They came back.
They did.
I mean, that's
we knew that
remarkable,
the lovely Connells
to
were
be
coming
honest.
again.
The Connells were lovely. They were
it was
lovely
just
there.
lovely to see some people like
so
that.
so many people. I'm not going to name everybody because it was all lovely to see
It was
people.
all lovely.
And we just did some fun things. And to say that I couldn't have done it without David Hicks. And the main reason was my car went wrong and David had to drive all the way up there
He
and
did
take all the gear
in his car,
in his car. So David, for that,
as ever,
the
a
check
superstar.
is in the post, as they say. And we are truly grateful for that. But it was a great time, and we didn't expect to enjoy it, and there's the point. I think the year before had not been good in terms of the what the flavour of the
It was
of the
it was
place.
quite a sad place
It was a
last
sad
year, wasn't
place
it? Quite a
last
sad
year,
place,
but
but
they cleaned the windows this year.
yeah, it was.
No, that sounds like
yes,
not a
it
big
is.
thing, and yet what a bit of pledge can do. And a bit of attitude, and it was the attitude as
It
we
was,
walked in
and
the
it was
room.
lovely, and people really enjoyed it, and we
They were.
enjoyed being there. So, I always say
I can
that
recommend it. I can recommend it now. Last year, I couldn't recommend it. It did not get the JV stamp of approval.
but it will for
But
next
now
year if they
it's
invite
the
us.
JV stamp of approval.
Oh,
All right,
dear.
it gets it now. It gets a gold star stamp. Oh, I'm not going to go on about it, but you know what I mean. And so it was good.
It
And
was very
we
good.
were able to embrace technology, were we not, Susan?
We were.
With the help
Yes.
of
Yeah,
David.
David was, as ever, I was so grateful
And I
to have him
can't
there.
recommend enough to you, all of you out there, the series The Chosen. One of the best representations of the gospel I think I've ever seen. And if you haven't seen it, get on YouTube and watch it.
Very moving.
Very moving. Every story and every meeting of Jesus and every confrontation with Jesus or every meeting with him is just brought to life in an extraordinary way, which I tell you, I've watched most of them, and this one, every time, and it's really weird this,
I mean, maybe I'm getting older, Derek. Maybe I'm
No,
getting
no,
older in my
no,
old age.
no.
But but tears come quicker these days, and so things make me cry. Put Derek on. Put Derek on. Put him on the camera. Come on, Derek we'll welcome Derek and David on. Hello, Derek and David.
Evening.
How are you?
Good to see you. I'm good form.
You're in good form.
Evening.
And David, this is David, and these two. We're talking more about their joint work that they've created over many years ago, in fact, recreation.
Yep.
That we're going to be singing on the 27th.
7th of June.
I'll be in Southend the night before, I think, or Westcliff.
Westcliff
doing a
on
concert,
Sea.
and then it's your concert on the 27th.
That's it.
At Millmead Church in 7:30, is it?
7:30. We're opening up the doors around 6:45.
Lovely.
Other things to do and just chat and welcome. Folks.
And I'm playing the part appropriately of God.
Yeah.
Well,
yes. Typecast.
Typecast again.
I mean, again,
Last.
Yeah,
and
it's not the
it's,
first time he's played
Oh,
God.
it's not the first time.
it's not. Well, no, and I have played God before, to be fair, but it's an interesting work written by these two. But I was just talking about tears. Do you find that you're moved more to tears these days?
I do, certainly. There was a clip on how pathetic is it? Our life is fixed around Alan Titchmarsh and Love Your Weekend. That's our menu for Sunday
That's
lunch.
it.
That's it. And they did a clip from one of the Call the Midwife things of the lady.
Oh,
His sister Evangeline meets her at the very point when she should be dying away. And it's so moving because this actress was one of Titchmarsh's guests. And I'm in floods of tears because it was very moving. You know. When I'm happy, I cry a lot.
yes.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
There is a beautiful moment,
Yeah,
isn't there,
there
when you
is.
see something that just draws you to
Sure.
the emotion. But
Yeah.
what about you, David? Can you just pull your mic closer because you'll that's it.
For me, it's music that moves me.
What moves you? What kind of
Well,
composer?
it's always music that means something and relates to a memory or a time of my life. But it can be anything. It can be Bernstein. It can be Stravinsky. It can be Paul McCartney. It's just if it has some sort of link with something in my life. I never used to cry, really. I think, yes, you're right. I think as you get older,
I think you do.
you sort of learn. Well, I've learned to cry. I find it's quite useful, actually.
Yes, it is.
I think it's a real release.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're right. Bernstein doing Mahler 2 still, for me, it kills me, and I can't see the end without breaking out in tears. Or...
No, you know what's coming, don't you?
Yeah.
You actually start crying before
Before
you're meant to cry.
I know. But that's true of a lot of films as well. I can't watch It's a Wonderful Life.
I can't watch it at all.
It's just unbelievable. I start weeping from the credits onwards.
Just hearing the
and
music.
Sue says,
is
"Here we go."
Yeah.
Now Sue, on the other hand, right now, Sue does funerals. For those of you who don't know, Sue does funerals. All right, she does, and so as a celebrant.
celebrant,
Now you
right.
do celebrate.
I didn't know.
Done them for years.
You've done them
now.
for years and years.
Yeah.
But Sue, I've seen her. She asked me to come in and do. David, it's one of those morning has broken moments, and so could I play? And she was doing one for. It was a 29-year-old girl who died of cancer. It was really hard.
That's
The
harsh.
family, the chapel was absolutely stacked with young people who were distraught.
Yeah.
And she stood up and how do you not cry?
I cry afterwards.
Oh right, in the car.
In the car afterwards. If there are tears, it's afterwards. It's not during. There was a service I did recently, and I found that one particularly hard because it was a young man of 49, and he was the eldest of 3 sons, and his mother was called Sue. So it was all a bit close, and it was a very swift, very sudden, and very tragic death, and I did feel quite emotional
Yeah.
for that one. But I held it together until I was in the car.
And then you had a tear.
Then I had a
But
tear.
celebrants tend to be quite cool and level-headed. They're sort of
Yes.
setting the
You
the
have
tone.
You have to be calm because you have to project that. There's no point
Yeah.
being distressed.
No, because it's infectious as well,
Yes,
isn't it? If you start
yes,
crying,
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
everybody else will.
Yes, they will. Yes.
My old
So-
vicar used to say to me, because I do a lot of singing at funerals, and he used to say, David Bracewell would say to me,
Yes.
"You're no good to them crying, Jonathan. You're no good to them." And I thought, it's a good point. You aren't. I can't do my job then.
No.
I remember, David.
I try and tell them, don't please say sorry if you're crying.
No,
Exactly.
just cry.
Let
Yeah.
it happen.
Yeah.
And if you can't carry on, if they decide that they want to do the tribute, you take your time. And if you can't keep
You'll do
going,
it.
stop. We'll wait for you. It's too important to rush. Just take your time. But don't apologize for crying. You know.
No.
It's a useful release. But I think there's something about it as I get older that I find myself in a position where I wouldn't have cried at certain things, but now I'm finding myself more likely. Yesterday we were watching, this is really interesting, we were watching something, we came home and we haven't really watched anything, for a week. We've been away. And
Right.
So we sat down and watched a YouTube. We subscribe to YouTube. So we get programs without interruption. So you get a whole symphony. I recommend it. I cannot tell you how much I recommend it without any interruption at all with the person.
So you,
anyway,
you pay a premium for that.
you pay a premium, you do, but then I got rid of other ones. You get rid of other rubbish that you don't watch, and we watched. But we were watching. What is it? 7 Up, and then 14 Up.
Yes,
and
the one where
the
they track the
track the
children
Oh,
age.
it's still
growing
going,
from
is
the
it?
age
I
of
suppose,
7.
it goes on forever.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
63
3
now,
Up
isn't it?
now.
Yeah, I remember the first one.
Yeah, exactly on ITV. And
1971 or whatever.
yeah, it was. And all these children they track, and we were it was quite extraordinary, wasn't it?
And you were crying. Can I point out that everyone is writing in saying, who are these two people?
Well, I tried to say,
didn't say it
if you
very
listened,
clearly.
that they are
Didn't say it
here
very
to
clearly.
advertise a piece that we are doing on the 20th. So those of you who haven't, there it is, recreation. Written, the libretto was written by God and
That's correct. I didn't
and
do
Derek.
it. All I
Derek.
did was compile it. I didn't write it.
Derek was a co-writer.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
God.
yes, go you and your co-writes with God.
Right, yeah.
And David wrote the music.
And I wrote the music. It's absolutely.
And but how many years ago was that?
Well, it was 22 years ago, I reckon, when you went off. Where did you go?
Well, I kicked off. I worked 15 years up in churches in the East End of London, and they said, you can go and retire now and do what you like. I said, stuff that. I've always done what I've liked. Don't stop me. But it was a date on the calendar, 65, time to go. I eventually got over it, but the one thing I really wanted to do was to put some dignified, modern English translation Bible excerpts together that I could give to David and say, can you do an oratorio with this? Yeah. And 2 years later...
Yeah,
we
but
got
what
it.
Derek gave me was basically almost the entire Bible.
36,000...
to
No,
set-
no, no, no. 36,000 verses, no.
It took Derek 2 weeks to...
No, 2 months.
Oh, 2 months, sorry.
months.
It took Derek 2 months to compile. Okay, it's 150 verses, isn't it?
You got 150. Yeah.
Not the whole Bible.
It starts Genesis 1 right through to Revelation 24.
So there's not much there at all then.
No, there's a bits in between that make it interesting.
Yes, so the bits in between.
Well, exactly. And so, Derek took him 2 months, sorry.
2 months,
And
what we'll do.
then it
yeah.
took me 2 years
Yeah.
to turn that into an oratorio, which is a piece of music, all music. There's no dialogue in it, and it.
Well, actually, apart from a lot of them are reading, you're reading quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
This time,
This is a kind of a. It's almost like a spoken. Was there no spoken stuff in it originally? No, all sung.
it was
No.
completely sung through.
It was full choir, 25-piece orchestra.
5
You wrote the
soloists.
script, yeah, 5 soloists. Yeah,
And it was 100 minutes long, so it's it was a.
And now,
colossal-
how much have you shortened it to now?
well, we took the choir out and we took the orchestra out. So it's,
And we've taken a lot out.
so
It's
hence-
just
yeah,
me on the keyboard.
That's
And
right.
it's an incredibly difficult song in the
We've
middle
got
of
Jonathan
it.
as God,
God getting angry.
Times are hard.
And it was
It was COVID. What did it make, wasn't it?
yeah.
it was the
Well, I
COVID.
suppose that's it, isn't it?
But it's reimagined. It's recreation.
Revisited.
Revisited.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it a bit
That'd be good.
later. But that's the 27th. Those of you who weren't in, those of you who left it late to come in, because that
I think
was
they
the
were
point.
just talking to each
They
other.
were talking
first.
to each other. So if you'd listened, people out there, you would have recognised that I said it's the 27th of this month at Milme Baptist Church at 7:30 p.m. and a cast of about 4 or 5. and
bit more than that.
We'll tell you more
4
in
or
a
5,
minute.
6,
Yeah.
7, something like that.
8, yeah.
And we'll talk about it. And so, I read the various passages, and I play the part of God and sing a very angry, difficult piece of music. Probably the most difficult piece he's
Yes.
written
You
in
got
the
it.
whole piece.
Yeah. Jeremiah was
You're the
not
man
in a
for the
good
job.
mood when
Yes.
that came out.
When I looked at it, I thought, oh, typical.
It's a bit like, I want to be in a memory. I want to be.
That's what
Yes,
it is.
yes.
You and Bernstein.
As I say, he makes me cry. This will make you cry.
I think it will. And what was interesting about it was that you see Bernstein there. Britain also, he wrote the opera Peter Grimes, and Peter Grimes, one of the most stupendous pieces of work in modern opera history. And he wrote a piece in 7/4.
We've all done that.
Old Joe has gone fishing, and young Joe has gone fishing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7/4. And it was traditionally it's difficult because it's a contrapuntal piece of music. So it's not only just in counterpoint, and it's in 7/4. And Derek is looking at me going, well, why is that difficult?
Yeah,
well,
come on. That's your problem.
Well, we have an entire bit in this in 7/8,
yes.
which is like
The
7/4.
7/8. You've got a reputation for 7/8.
Yes, he likes 7/8.
I like
He likes
7/8.
irregular 7/8.
I do, and 5/4. And
Anyway,
it's technical.
exactly. All that. So, but what was I going to say? Yes. So they've got that happening, and that is next. That's the 27th. I'm going to Westcliff the night before, the 26th, and then the date. Then I travel back, and we do the rehearsal in the afternoon, and then we do this shortened version of Recreation. And we'll talk about why you wanted to do this and what was it about a bit later on. I think I was singing a song. How
You
long
were
was that
singing a
taking?
song, and they're getting very agitated.
It's a pretty good crowd
That's the one.
for Sunday. And the manager, she gives me a smile. After 19 minutes and 14 seconds, that's a record. 'Cause she knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. Oh, and the piano, it sounds like a carnival. And the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Finally, as the piano once again dies away, welcome you to show 195 of JV Live from the Steinway Room. And this one from Bryn Howarth. I recorded this 2008 apparently. Don't get much better than this. The simple pleasures we sometimes miss. Everybody could make their own list. Don't get much better than this. Bryn, I love you, mate. Lovely to have you with us the other day. I remember when I was younger, nothing ever seemed to satisfy. Come by, I'm older and I'm wiser. All the years have opened up my eyes. Started out strong, then I lost my way. Took a wrong turn in the road. When I look back on the lessons I've learned, there's only one thing I know. get much better than this. The simple pleasures we sometimes miss. To love and be loved is the greatest thing. It don't get much better than this. Here we go with that. Dum, bum. Bring it down a bit. Here we go. You get weary on your journey. Life's troubles seem to drag you down. Complications, frustrations make you feel it's a waste of time. Well, I believe we're just a passing through. I'm never gonna be here again. You've gotta make the most of every day and live your life while you can. Oh, don't get much better than this. Simple pleasures we sometimes miss. The comfort of a friend when you're feeling down. Don't get much better than this. Don't get much better than this. Everybody could make their own list. A good old amp and a nice guitar. Don't get much better than to play it, man. Nicely played, Ben. Well, you can keep your games and your fantasies. They never meant that much to me. To save the future, we must face the past and try to make a good thing last. Don't get much better than this. Everybody could make their own list. May not be cool, but it sure feels right. Don't get much better here on earth. Don't get much better here on earth. Don't get much better than this. Wow. Was that? Oh, that
I
was
chose
Rachel.
that one
was
for
it?
Rachel. Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
Can I think what I'm going to do. That's good. When Bryn was in the other day, he'd forgotten that one. He'd forgotten the
He'd
written
written it, but he'd forgotten it.
Can we have moments? I think actually just do the backing track. I think we're gonna go for this one, okay?
And this one is especially for Rosalie, who was 90 yesterday. Well, she had a birthday yesterday.
Congratulations, my love.
Whole 90 years. Well done, Rosalie, my darling.
These are the moments that we love so well. Precious moments caught within a spell. All too soon our lives, they fade away. These are the moments that we wish would stay. And if I had my life to live again, I would choose to be with you, my friend. Time moves slowly, yet it goes so fast. And who knows how long our days will last. So cherish deep within you the love you get today. Let the moment linger, for tomorrow steals that away. Tomorrow steals that away.
lives like stories that we long to tell. When we're old with not too much to say, we'll have the memories that we made today. We'll have the memories that we made today. Rosalie, my love, it's always lovely to have you in the room, and happy birthday to you. You must be our oldest by far listener, and we're always blessed by your fortitude in such difficulties through your life. Well, recently, of more recent times. And Rob, we hope you're feeling okay too, because you haven't had it easy either. Now, this is a song for we're going to get into our guest very soon, and we're going to have a video. I'm going to do this song, "The Promise of His Grace," and this is for
Sue and Chris Watts.
Sue and Chris Watts in the Isle of Wight, and for Adrian and Nicola.
Yes.
And we pray for him this week, actually, as he's going for his scan on Tuesday, and all that entails.
And Chris is 84, I believe. So happy birthday,
84.
Chris.
Gosh,
Happy birthday.
You see, that's
And
all these old 84-year-olds suddenly listening.
I know.
What's going on?
So lots of love to all of our lovely people over in the Isle of Wight.
Now, I wrote this one with Paul all those years ago. Across the changes through the years, eternal God, your love comes down to lead us on. So as we walk with you, our every step is holy ground. You are the God of endless love, the Lord of every time and place. You are the hope beyond our humanness. This is the promise of your grace. And we will seek to know you more, and every word of every prayer, and you will keep your timeless faithfulness through every breath. You will be there. You are the God of endless love, the Lord of every time and place. You are the hope beyond our humanness. This is the promise of your grace. If doubts and fears come closing in, we lean on you when strength may fail. And Father God, you pour your Spirit down, the clouds will clear, the truth prevail. You are the God of endless love, the Lord of every time and place. You are the hope beyond our humanness. This is the promise of your grace. This is the hope for all the world, the nails that held God in our place. This is the love that brings forgiveness. This is the promise of His grace.
We'll see you in a minute.
Lovely.
Video.
Oh,
To God be the glory, great things He has done. So loved He the world that He gave us His Son, who yielded His life an atonement for sin, and open life gifts that all may go in. So praise to the Lord, let the earth hear His voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give Him glory, great things He has done. Oh, give Him glory, great things He has done. Perfect redemption, the purchase of blood, to every believer, promise of God. The vilest offender who truly believes, from Jesus a pardon receives. So praise to the Lord, let the earth hear His voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give Him glory, great things He has done. Oh, give Him glory, great things He has done. Great things He has taught us, great things He has done. Great our rejoicing through Jesus the Son. Purer and higher and greater will be our sense of wonder when Jesus we see. So praise to the Lord, let the earth hear His voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give Him glory, great things He has done. Oh, give Him glory, great things He has done. So praise to the Lord, let the earth hear His voice. Oh, praise to the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give Him glory, great things He has done. Oh, give Him glory, great things He has
Yeah, and so we are back with my special guests, Derek and David. And Derek, first you, because I think actually you have an interesting story to tell, don't you? You're the beginning of you're a minister in the United Reformed Church, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
Not United nor Reformed, but let's not go into that.
No, and they're struggling, but once or twice you try and prop them up. Yeah, it dates back. My ordination was, I had 60 years ago or something, but as part of the congregational union at that time. But basically, I worked locally here in Guildford. We did about 20 years here.
Was that 20? So 20 years at the
At the Westwood Church. the Westborough Church and
Oh,
the
yeah?
Perry Hill. Yeah, indeed. It was a group of churches. Normandy, we bought the telephone exchange because they're a tiny little place, not a lot bigger than this room.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
and then we bought the telephone exchange, and that was great. The church is flourishing there.
There must have been some jokes about that.
Well, there was.
There must have been a few.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't get connected. We
No,
just,
indeed, and
we just can't find a line to God. All that kind of stuff.
All that sort of stuff. But at one stage, we were manhandling an old piece of furniture, which was basically a shed on wheels.
Right.
We didn't tell the police, but about 8 of us were pushing this thing from one end of the village up to the main village.
You're joking.
Yeah, no, we did it. And then eventually we managed to get a proper hall alongside the telephone exchange, and that was great. And the work's flourished since then. After that lot, we went up to the east end of London. There was an interim in between. We were in the northwest for a little while, but equally after that found that we could minister just in the east end of London, which was quite a challenge. It was
Which bit of the East End did we talk?
Well,
we go talk because you talked earlier about Poplar and watching all of that.
Yeah, Hackney and all around. You think, yeah, it's okay. It wouldn't be much after Guildford, but I was so wrong. Some of the people we were in Newham.
I know it well.
Which is, to my great surprise and to my shock, and serve me right for being arrogant, was basically saying there are quality people here who wanted to move in and make a difference in the education, in health, in schools, in social action, all the manner of stuff that the sort of things were needed in what was at that time one of the poorest boroughs in the country. 250,000 people in 10 square miles.
Gosh.
Yes, yeah, really, it was
It's a
powerful.
really crowded situation.
Very, very much. West Ham football ground. We lived in spitting distance from West Ham, and that's what usually people did.
Spit.
Yes, that's right.
Were you a supporter, just by the way? You a football supporter?
Yes, but not on the nights when Millwall were playing against West Ham. We
Millwall,
we warned everybody. Just don't go out that night. If it's a night match or if it's a daytime match, we'll organise something different.
But the places were they smashed up? I mean, or was
not
it
really.
in the bad old days?
Well, it was. The match started one particular Sunday. Our church building was on the main high road in Plaistow. I could see out, but our congregation couldn't. And I'm partway through my preach and so on. It was a Sunday. It was near the end of the season. West Ham were billed to play at home with Millwall. Kick off at 12 o'clock. This is 10 past 12. A great phalanx of Millwall supporters were trudged up the road, surrounded by police. There was a police cordon getting in eventually into Upton Park, 10 minutes, quarter hour, 20 minutes into the match already. And I thought, I don't think we want this in this place. But it was how it was. We just got it. But we were greatly blessed. We had a team of guys came across from the States. They were going to stay a couple of years, maybe 6 months at the most. They stayed 10 years.
Oh, my goodness.
And they wanted to work amongst asylum seekers, refugees, and because we were basically on the refugee highway coming in.
And they all came into that council, and it became then a concentrated thing, didn't it?
Just via the Black Wall Tunnel. Why was it named Black Wall Tunnel? Yeah, that's why.
But did that affect you? I mean, that's very intense ministry, if I might be so bold.
It was full on, and before our American colleagues they just came. One of those accidental meetings that somebody we networked and then discovered that they wanted to come and join us as mission team. They were self-supported. They came across. They stayed, some of them 8-10 years, and they were fantastic. And my job with 10 people on our team was to say, get up tomorrow and do what you like.
Really?
And it worked. Somehow we've managed to find all the points that were needed to be done. They were all well covered by somebody's particular gift was for that one or for that one or for that one. My job was to try and find the money and go to the Borough Council and to European Council money and all the rest to say, look, we will employ Christians to make a difference in this area. So we did job search stuff. We did English classes, training, and all the rest. And
did they support? Did the council eventually believe you and support you back?
Yeah,
in the day?
indeed, because we basically went quite aggressively saying, "Look, we got decent buildings. You haven't got them. we've got volunteers. You haven't got them. We've got a good reputation in the area. I'm not sure you've got them, but between us, we are prepared to offer what we can in terms, you give me the money, I will employ Christians to do the social action work, the English training, the language training classes, all of which were done without any evangelism required. You know, it wasn't done. And that was unfair. And we made an agreement when we received funding from elsewhere, we would just be hosting people who needed the supply that we could eventually meet in terms of job searches or health issues. Some of the kids, the teenagers, are saying, look, we don't want to take our mum to the doctor about her gynecological problems. Can you do something about this? And so we had to help to train mother how to speak English. And some of the white Brits, women, needed to learn how to speak English. Like they'd never read. Yeah. And one particular family, mother said to her daughter, who had 3 or 4 kids in the family, what do you want to learn English for? Why are you doing this for? You've never learnt to read before. You've managed all right.
You managed all right.
It was fun. It was
so
fun.
reputationally, if I might just, I mean, we may come back to that later on, because David has to go soon. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got to eat his dinner, and his wife will kill him if he doesn't get home for dinner.
Get on to David.
We're going to get on to David. You've got to get to Shepperton, for goodness sake.
Yes, yeah.
So, but we'll come back. We'll come back to you because you've got lots of stories to tell.
Yeah,
but
sure.
David, we know you, my dear boy.
We know you.
Many years ago.
No.
David, do you remember how many years it is? Because
yes, well, I'd rather not, but if I'm pushed.
It must be 34.
It was about 1997. No, 1993, 94.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Matt joined
When he was
Act
6.
2 when he was 6.
So this was the Ivan Arno
33.
Theatre in
So
Guildford.
yes, we must let you know.
People don't
So
know what that is,
basically, there was a youth theatre group running, and Matt was so keen he joined when he was 6. And
what
you were
year
playing.
was that? What year was
well,
that?
that would have been. He's now 39 this year, so it's 33 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
So 33 years ago, I met you all. Well,
Yes.
not the younger two sons.
No.
Matt came through like a sort of blaze of glory.
Yes.
Blonde glory.
Blonde
wasn't it?
glory, and sort of
I'll tell you what he sung, because I was in the theatre at the time.
Oh, you
He
weren't
sung,
meant to be.
If
For his
you're back,
audition-
or
his
if you're
audition,
right,
yeah.
Or if you're in between.
Yes.
God loves
Yes,
you.
I remember it like it was 33 years ago.
He loves you when you're happy. He loves you when you're sad. He loves you when you're very good, and even when you're bad. So no matter what you look like, no matter what you do, God loves you. I tell it to
You
you.
obviously taught him well. Yeah.
Yes.
Loves you. I sock it to you. That's what got it.
Needless to say, he got in.
Yes.
He got in.
And probably played every lead role in every
Yes,
show.
he
did.
He just
Bless him,
yeah.
And that was his dream. You gave him this early
Well,
He loved it.
dream, and
He just loved
he
it.
loved that too.
And both of your other sons, of course, came through
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
They all wanted to do
At
it.
various different times.
Yes.
And David, now let's just get to David,
Oh, yes,
because
David.
David was the man who wrote the musicals. Because, of course, whenever you had to do musicals, then the theatre had to pay copyright. And if you had to pay copyright on them, it cost a fortune to perform. And the theatre didn't want to do that. So David, amongst other things, I suspect, a very highly skilled musician and composer.
Well, mostly, I mean, up to that point, a musician. That's what I did. I mean, writing was like out of necessity as to save money, or because we'd run out of ideas.
Yeah.
We'd done Bugsy Malone and Joseph, and those
There were
ones.
so few good
I got the
shows,
list
weren't
here.
there?
Would you want them?
Sorry.
I got the list of what you wrote: Skull and Crossbones, Pandemonium, Shake, Ripple,
Yes.
and Roll.
Well, Jonathan, you were in that.
He was in
no,
School
you were
and
in School and
Crossbones.
Crossbones, weren't you?
And the part was
What was it?
Oh yes,
God,
of course.
There you
Was
are.
it?
I knew you'd
Hey.
played God before.
I knew I'd played it before.
It was a voiceover, wasn't it? You'd recorded it
was.
previously, and we
I
had
did.
to,
And they played press play. It was one of those.
and we had to sync it up, and it sometimes didn't work.
It didn't
but-
work.
Is
But
it Monty Python, the voice in the
it
sky?
was.
It was.
It was a kind of echoey.
Yeah, sure.
I am God. Yeah.
Well,
this is
Kind of-
God speaking.
What was the line? I can't remember.
You're asking me.
You know, it really
Yes.
is a long
Yes, a
time
long
ago.
time
I
ago.
remember the name of the show.
I've forgotten I did it.
Yes, you did. And
did.
my wife was in it too.
Yes, she
in
was.
those days, we used to use adults because we didn't trust the children totally. So we used to have adults play certain roles.
But you were brilliant.
But we soon realised that was
Yeah.
load of nonsense.
The kids could do it
kids could
just
do it
as
all.
well.
So
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that year, I sacked my wife. We sacked Jonathan and the kids.
Yeah.
The kids
I never worked again.
They never worked again.
I had to go to the Royal Opera House instead. It was a real kind
well.
of a real.
A bit of a come down, wasn't it?
But I'll tell you something, David. I mean,
Yes.
jokes aside,
Yeah.
those all three children, they are days
Yeah.
they remember well. School and Crossbones, Shake, Shake, Ripple and Roll.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you remember any of the songs? They sung them
No.
for years.
There was the Sandman. Was it the Sandman?
Yes.
Sam and Stan, yeah, that was
Sam and
that,
Stan.
that was actually Matt's first.
It was Matt's.
It was.
And he
Matt's
played-
first lead role, and then at a later stage, he played the adult role at
Yes, he did.
at another production.
Did he?
Yes,
Was I
which
involved
was
in that? I can't
very
remember.
funny.
But,
You
yeah.
were involved in nearly all of them. And the
Yeah,
point was, I
yeah.
remember you were the dream team. You and
Oh,
Jules.
Jules Black,
Yeah,
or
Jules
Jules
Black.
Burgess, as she was
Yeah,
called.
Jules
Yes.
Burgess. Before Roger Black married
Married her
Jules,
and changed the name.
and then changed
And
her
of
name.
course, Jenny Toxvig.
And it was
Was
it
the
was, it was
writer.
meeting Jenny Toxvig, who was a stage manager, sister of Sandy.
Sandy
Yes.
Although Jenny doesn't like us saying
No.
that because
She's in
she's
her own
a person
right.
in her own right.
Yes.
Nevertheless,
Nevertheless, she
it's
is still a sister of
Yeah,
Sandy
she is.
Toxvig,
Yeah, but
whether she
we all
likes it or
use
not.
all every reference that you can get.
Exactly. So I met her when I was doing another show as a stage manager, and she said, "Let's write a show. Let's put on a show."
Yeah.
And that's right. I wrote about 4 or 5 with her, and I still write with her to this day.
Do you really?
Yeah. In fact, we wrote a show with Sandy as well. We adapted Treasure Island.
Ah, lovely.
And
Wow.
put it on at the Leicester Haymarket
Oh,
Theatre.
wow.
And it reopened it because it had been closed for decades.
My goodness.
Do you know the Leicester Haymarket?
I do. In fact, I went to see a show. I've never played it because opera doesn't go on in the
No.
smaller theatres. But, I saw a show there.
Leicester Haymarket was a very important theatre. It used to be like they used to try out musicals, like all the Sondheim shows started in.
It's the one off the Mall, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
down
they
there.
transferred to London, so we were quite privileged to write this show. So it
Well, surely it
reopened the Haymarket with this version of Treasure Island, and it closed a year later, unfortunately.
Oh, dear.
Because they couldn't sustain
make it
unfortunately.
work.
It was a consortium that were running it, and it unfortunately.
As often these things
But
do.
do
They
schools
run out of
still
steam,
do
don't
the
they?
shows? Just
Schools still do the shows, not as much as I'd
No.
like them to. Yeah,
No.
having written these shows for the Ivanano, we had a few published. So
Yes.
schools carried on doing
And
them.
can I now? First of all, I mean, is that how you earn your living now? By writing and
Right.
playing?
Well, I'm still I would say a musician who writes. So
Okay.
my income really comes from being an accompanist. So I accompany choirs and groups and soloists, recitals, and I work in a prison once a week as well.
Wow.
I take music into. I work for a charity called Liberty Choir, who take music into prisons.
Fantastic.
So it's just like a portfolio of accompanying.
Yes, yes. Okay, but it's a bit of portfolio income, and that's
Yes,
the way you've
and
earned.
writing. I want writing to sort of take over as I get older, because
It's quite difficult doing. It's gig by gig, isn't it? Then
yes,
Yeah.
and writing, of course, royalties. You don't have to do any more work, do you?
No,
no, it just earns it for you. That's
You
the
sit there
idea.
You do the work once.
We hope that's in
That's the
songwriting.
theory.
That's what we aim for on
So-
records and CDs. Isn't it?
So yeah, and I'm recording stuff and trying to get stuff on BBC Radio 3 on Wind. In fact, I have had some pieces played on that.
So what? So do you tend to? What style do you generally?
Well, that's
write in?
sort of piano, ambient music, I suppose, if you like, relaxing music. You know.
Play something. Can you play anything? in?
Something
Play
like-
something for us. Beautiful. So kind of a better than Iron Audi.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
That style of
It's that style, and in fact, that one was. I sent it into the BBC, and it has been played. And it was quite funny because it ended up in a program called the Sleeping Forecast. So it's a program that helps you sleep. So,
And you're thinking, hold on.
so
Well, actually, no, but
I don't know whether that's a compliment or not. That people
it
are
is
sleeping
because
to-
I think relaxing music, if you can get on
Yeah.
Calm or something like this, if they're playing your stuff on apps and
Yeah.
on Spotify, it's on Spotify.
It's
Are you
on-
on Spotify?
Well, I'm producing like an album that will go on. So I've sent a few into the BBC, like to sort of try them out.
So if people want to see you, have you got a website?
Yes, but it's not on that. It's not up yet. This is work in progress. So,
Work in progress. Get
So
it
maybe
working.
at some
People-
point you could let people know. Maybe
I will.
Yeah.
Well, you let me and we'll put the posts up.
Yeah.
We put socials up for everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Particularly the guests that have come in to do it.
Yeah.
And then I think that you. Where did you train then? Where was your?
Well, I did music for 1 year at university, and then
Then you just did it.
changed to geography.
Quite right. That's.
Which
I hate
well,
people like you.
I thought there's no money in music,
How right you are.
but is there money in geography? Well, I thought I would teach, to be honest, and I love the outside, and I thought if you're a musician, you're indoors a lot and sort of cooped up in small rooms. Oh, hello.
Geography. Yes.
But geography, physical geography, I loved it. I love mountain climbing and the outside world. So
So where did you do that?
I wanted to
Where did
teach
Where were you?
geography, Swansea.
Oh, right. So
Again,
the-
which was a wonderful
in
place.
Cardiff, are you?
The Black Mountains, Brecon
Yeah,
Beacons,
yeah, lovely.
the Gower Peninsula.
Yeah, you know it well.
But I did a year of music training and learnt everything probably I needed to know.
Yes.
Yes. But you've been doing piano lessons all your life, no
and it was
doubt.
exactly, and it was at university that I met. I teamed up in the drama department. I wrote shows for the drama department. We took shows to Edinburgh.
Oh, gosh,
basically,
so this has really been part of your life.
yeah. So, and then of course I came out and didn't want to teach geography, so I went back to music, and hoped I would get away with it. Having not completed the degree. So don't tell anyone.
No, hey, do you
It's
know
just
what?
between
That
you and
nobody
us.
asks
Don't-
anything about
No.
degrees. As you're doing the business, I said to the
exactly.
kids at university, if you're doing it, nobody asks you whether you got a first,
No,
2-1,
no.
nothing.
Oh, God,
If
no.
you, as long as you're writing the stuff and you're getting
Honestly,
published.
Don't
That's it.
sweat over getting a first, for goodness sake.
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
worth
it's
it.
so much. It's so much pressure these days. And they put themselves on. My students say, "Oh, am I going to get a first?" Well, you get what you get, but
Nothing
you
wrong
know,
with a 2-1.
No, exactly.
Best people get 2-1.
The ubiquitous degree when Sue was at university in the 1920s.
Many years ago. It was 2-2.
A Desmond.
2-2s.
A Desmond, as you used to call them.
A Desmond, is that right?
Yeah,
Desmond
some of us got
2-2.
Desmonds. I
Yes.
aimed for a pass and got a 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2. But
I was about the same, actually, Terry.
But then, and listen, I had to retake my degree because in the last year I just didn't do any work. I just,
Well,
there was that whole thing where I was required, and then I went on to be an international megastar.
Exactly.
So who can tell?
Exactly.
And it's really not. It's not in performing terms.
No.
It's not what matters. And it's interesting that you say, I didn't know you'd started when you were younger. It's really, really interesting. This.
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
finding out things like this in a
well,
room like this because
we are.
people often say, "Oh, I didn't know. I've not told anybody that before." Whenever they come in here, they go, "Oh, well, I won't say much, or I'm a bit nervy." But then look at you.
And then they open up. It's like
They
a sort
open up.
It's like a counselling.
Well,
session,
it
really.
is. Well, it is. That's what it is. That's
I should be. Have you got a couch?
No.
Yes.
Yes, we did have one right here, but when we have an audience, we can't have them in. You see,
Oh, I
so
suppose not, yeah.
It's but I would love to hear more of that stuff. Actually, I mean that I know our listeners love.
Oh, yes. They like that little snippet that
They
you
look-
played
Well,
them.
I could play a bit more.
They
Go on,
said,
play
yeah,
a bit
please
more.
do.
For
I've
goodness
brought-
sake!
Strangely, I brought some music with me
Oh, well done.
You see,
because I didn't know what to expect.
so here it is.
But I
Play
need
something.
to get
Go
the
on.
music though. It's in my bag
In
over
your
there.
bag.
Go on. Well, in the meantime, so
me
how did you two get together? What was the relationship between you?
Jerry, my wife, of 60-odd years, way back, was developed her ministry of singing, teaching, voice coach here in the area in Guildford. We'd had the connection with Ghost. We can mention about Ghost and the singers who belonged to Guildford Hospitals initially, but created the music theatre group called Ghost. We then transferred up to London, and David Jerry still had a desire from her students to say, "Hey, can you come down on a Friday night and stay over on Saturday?" And then, and that's when David came on the scene to be able to play for her, accompanied through I don't know how many sessions each Saturday, and the friendship just grew from that. But this is X years ago.
Right?
Yeah, so I knew Jerry first and played for her students, and then Derek got his claws into me when you knew that I could write music.
What do they call it? They call it Wensled.
Oh yes, it is a
That's a
verb.
famous phrase.
It's a Guildford.
There's a noun
verb.
goes round, or it's an adjective, or maybe a verb. It goes round at Millmead. This is the largest church and so on. But I'm the only one who's called Derek, as it happens.
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently. Out of that 400 or 500 people, just one Derek, and that's probably enough. And equally well, at the same time, they use this word, you've been Wensled.
That's what you did to me.
Exactly.
like
Well, why should you escape?
Exactly.
Is it like being tangoed?
Well, yes, it's been tangled, isn't it?
Yes,
Only you
there's no
remain the same
orange.
colour.
There's no orange.
There's no colour involved.
no Trump
I
oranges.
think you should say that.
round
No
here.
oranges were hurt in this.
In the making of
in
this.
this exercise.
So yes, I was definitely
Is there an opera
Wensled.
about oranges?
Well, right, go on, play some more piano.
Okay, so I
think
just play-
they're loving you, and they're saying,
Oh, are they?
What about your shepherd's pie? They're saying.
Shepherd's pie. Oh, do you know a good lawyer? I might need.
Yeah,
one.
I can deal. Send to me.
Your dinner's in the cat.
I'll just play a bit.
It's beautiful.
Tell me when to stop. A little snippet there.
That is beautiful. Let's have some people's opinions. Give me some opinions. As they start writing in, you see. They start making comments about.
Oh, do they? Right.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
That's the
scary.
point. You can watch it back and listen to yourself.
Yes.
The thing about this show. Go on. What have
Yeah,
you got?
beautiful. Love that melody. Lots of hearts.
Oh,
Yeah, you get more response than I do.
is that just from one person? Or?
No.
No, lots of people.
Loads of people.
Lots of people.
They watch mainly
Oh.
on YouTube. They used to watch on Facebook, and Facebook got a bit more difficult. And YouTube is fantastic. I mean, I hope it's not. Have you recorded that?
Yes,
Not-
I'm in the process of
You're in the
recording,
pro-
and that and
Ex-
about 8 other pieces that will go on.
Generally, we cut, and that piece is now copyrighted on behalf of David.
Perkins.
Right, just so that we're clear.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, I mean, Veira, if I'm listening to it, okay, what I hear is, and I know your stuff through the writing of, and I'm interested to know. There's a flavour of that ostinato.
Yes. Repetition.
It's slightly. It's like then she can hear with her eyes. She can wound with her eyes. She can know your.
That's a Billy Joel song
Billy
for
Joel.
you.
Yes,
David.
I recognised it.
And you to do what she wants you to know. And
Yes.
feels like a thief, but she's always a woman to me.
I am sort of obsessed with rhythms and messing around with them. Really.
You are, and that is what occurred to me when I saw this rhythms. You intersperse rhythm with melody. That, which of course is what it's all about. But
is what music
your
is.
melodies also are quite popular. They're quite they head towards a kind of rather than what I would call classical, classically classical. They tend to be of a mixture between the ostinato. How would you describe your music?
I'm very influenced by people like Philip Glass and Ian Audi, of course, who's very influenced by Philip Glass himself, which is these repetitive. Well, Philip Glass.
Yes.
it's quite
twos,
rhythmic.
threes and things.
You're using the piano like a sort of percussion instrument, which of course it is. And if there's a melody thrown in, all the better. 'Cause I like tunes. I like tunes.
Yeah, I'm a lover of melody. I mean, that's the kind of classical.
It gets a
me.
bad press though. People like John Rutter gets a terrible bad press
Well, I don't care. I'm beyond
because he writes tunes.
He writes
he
nice
does.
tunes.
And so Burt Whistle, who
Yeah,
that's the one.
You can't really sing that in the bath,
No,
can you?
exactly.
That's what I had to do. And he studied with him, and then John Rutter gets the bad name because he's not cutting edge. In other words, he's not earning any money from it. It's Mr. Burt Whistle. He earns what he
Squeaky
earns.
gate music.
But squeaky stuff, and it drives me crazy. So when you now, Derek, coming back now to the process, because I've got the time in mind, because you've got to get to Shepperton. I know that, but get him out.
Let me just do one. The Church Times for this premiere for Recreation 2007. The Church Times music critic came and said, "Quote, do you remember this?
I don't.
An always attractive and frequently colourful score, coasting momentarily from Stravinsky to the darkly Elgarian.
Bulgarian?
Well, that's a good word.
Elgarian, from gospel music to the Salvation Army. It felt masterly."
Well, there you go.
That's what he said.
Well, can I just say, one person has just said, Elaine said, we would win the Eurovision Song Contest if David wrote our entry.
But would I want to?
Yes.
Well, there's another thing. I have found that actually in my life, from high opera to pop songs to whatever, I don't mind what I do as long as it's got quality, and that is genuinely what I found. Is I don't care as long as it's got quality and weight behind it in melody terms or in rhythmic terms.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's of course what I aim for.
That's
and
what you
what
aim
any composer should aim for,
yeah.
rather than just sort of.
But you
copying
did this.
and
You did
pasting.
this. I mean, just if you do this, I'm going to put. My
Oh yeah,
glasses
we're going to do a bit from Recreation.
Well,
aren't we?
just this little bit.
A bit.
Because it's the
that
bit.
Jonathan sings.
Jesus said,
It's in part 1.
I am the light of the world.
Shall I give you your full bar intro?
Yeah, give me the. So do you know what I did feel was that I liked it slow. It just gives it a bit of
Slower, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Andante sostenuto, so yeah, it should be slow.
Nice.
Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me shall not walk in the darkness, but shall have the light of life. He is the true light who has come into the world to enlighten everyone. Before anything else was, he was there, and nothing holds together without him. It's just presence filled.
Lovely.
You just play
Very
that
nice.
beginning again. I think that's what I quite like. Is that
The intro.
Dun, 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 ding. Yeah, dun dun. Dun dun ding. Dun bum bum bum. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me. And that's what it's just, darling, it really pulls it back.
Right.
I love that.
Okay.
And that also that decrescendo through in the first
Sure.
phrase. Dan, dan, dan.
Well, of course, it's a huge responsibility setting biblical text.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people are expecting the music to reflect exactly what the words are saying. Like the beginning of it, the most famous line in the Bible, in the beginning.
In the beginning.
I mean, where do you begin to no pun
Begin.
intended,
Right.
so I thought I've got to come up with some sort of riff that reflects the infinite, the mystery, but nothing that's sort of definite because nothing's been created yet. So it can't be like a nice tune or something.
So what did you come up
So I
with?
came up again with my sort of Philip Glass minimalist sort of hat on. I came up with this riff, which actually comes in at the very, very end in the Revelation section too. So it's sort of top, what you call bookends.
Yes.
So it's this sort of this feel of the infinite.
Yes.
You can't tell where it's really going. And so on and so on. And it does that for about 5 minutes while the chorus sing. With the strings doing very sustained sort of notes without vibrato, so it has a very sort of flat
And
sound.
how did you take to orchestral writing?
Well,
did you do it
out of necessity? Really, I mean, I again,
Had you done it before?
that would have been in the second year at university, so I didn't get that far.
But you could take them up a mountain.
But I can take them back. I can read a map to get to a
Yes,
gig. See, that's the useful thing about having a geography degree.
How did you set an orchestral part?
Well, I mean, I'd done a lot of the shows, of course, that I'd written for your kids.
Yeah, yeah.
We had small bands, and I used strings.
So you'd arrange.
So yeah, I learnt on the job, and I play for a lot of shows. So I immersed myself.
You're an MD, really. as
in
well, yeah.
in orchestra. So I play in orchestra. So you listen and learn. That's the best way, really, rather than someone
Yeah,
telling
it is,
you.
isn't it? It is. But I mean, with the limitations of of each
Oh yeah,
instrument,
yes,
that's part of the.
yeah, absolutely. And I play with a lot of musicians, so I know you just get to know what things can do,
Yeah.
how they twang or.
Well, I think for the listeners now, the watchers, the viewers, that's what you're called, viewers, aren't you?
Viewers, hello.
Every instrument has its highest and lowest points.
Yeah,
To those
yeah,
of you who don't know,
the
and
range.
so the flute can play from X to Y, and the viola can play from there to there,
Yes.
and so on. The horns can go and well, it depends with the trumpets and brasses. Was some people can play beyond.
Most professional musicians can go beyond the boundaries.
Of what's written.
Yes,
But in essence,
Yeah.
and the voices are not that dissimilar. We
No.
have a kind of a set,
yes,
so do you just
Tessitura.
said, you throw that E, natural in, straight in for a bass baritone. You just said,
Yeah, I know.
darkness. It's fine if you can get you from standing up. It helps.
You just hope they've warmed up before.
Yes, and then you dun in the darkness.
Well-
So how but with voices, for people who write well for voices, I mean, you've written well for baritones. I have this for a bass baritone.
I hope so.
So it. Yeah, I mean, notwithstanding.
I've had no complaints from the various baritones that have baritai. Is that
Did he?
that have sang it?
When you heard it as a writer or a compiler,
Right.
how did you feel? It must have been a little bit
Yeah.
weird for you
I
because you're not a
cried.
musician.
I cried.
Did you really?
Well, because I was so stunned at what David had done, and then multiply that. I may be wrong. 25 instruments. I don't know how many separate scores you had to write for that.
Oh, I've got software.
And
that
I
helps.
just thought this so blends with.
What was the scoring? What did you have for scoring?
Well,
You had strings.
So this was the premiere at Holy Trinity Church in Guildford.
Yes.
20 years ago. It was piano, bass, and percussion.
Yes.
The piano was like the centre of
central,
the,
yes,
'cause-
yes.
and I played it. String quartet
Yes.
and three reeds,
Okay.
all doubling, and that's my musical theatre background.
Yeah.
So a clarinetist would also pick up a flute.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're writing shows, it's because it saves money having people doubling, and space if they're in an orchestra pit. But I used my sort of musical theatre background, and then we expanded it when we did it at St John's, Smith Square, for the professional premiere.
Yeah.
For just just a large string orchestra with proper woodwind.
And
Noel,
and
a little
Noel,
bit.
Noel did that, did he? Noel conducted
No,
that.
no, that was Tim Ball.
Yes, Tim Ball did that. That was St John's Smith Square, and then later Noel Tredinnick was sweet enough to come down and rehearse us here, and then eventually we performed at Westminster Central Hall.
Ah, yes,
That was Noel.
And that was Noel
with the orchestra. With his orchestra.
That was with. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was
well,
again.
not very.
What kind of a selection?
It was the Chameleon Arts Orchestra who turned
Okay.
up for oratorios and things all around the country. So it wasn't Noel's orchestra, but Noel was there.
Yeah. Well, it's a very. How long did it last? 100 minutes.
Yeah.
In the first.
That's a full thing.
A long time.
Yeah, there's a lot of music for you to write, isn't it?
It took 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. I mean,
And that was
I
in
wasn't
between
sort of
work.
sitting there sort of every day for 2 years. It was.
My goodness, that's a lot
over
of
the
work
course
to
of 2
write, though,
years.
isn't it? And I don't think people understand actually when they. Go on.
People are really finding this fascinating. Sally Windsor said, it's really interesting hearing about the backstory to the music. As a non-musical person, I'm in awe. And this is sort of what people enjoy about this kind of conversation.
try and do it.
That they begin to see the nuts and bolts and they realise
Yes.
the thought process that you've gone through. It's not just, I'll play a bit of this.
And it is a hard
It is hard.
graft. I'm not one of these composers that wakes up with tunes in their head. Paul McCartney dreamt of the tune yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, it came to him in a dream. But it must be so annoying having tunes in your head. I don't.
Mozart
did, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I think these are the good things. You just have to sit down and a piano like you would do anything, and the tunes then come to you as you improvise.
So as you struggle through, so if you try and form a rhythmic pattern,
Yes.
then you put a melody over down.
Yeah, I mean, starting with the words, of course. You're starting with the words and the natural rhythms, the spoken rhythms of the
Yes.
words. You try to match in
Yes.
music, and then the tunes sort of come out of that, and then the accompaniments come out of it, and then you get the sort of feel for each piece.
Each individual,
it
and
just builds.
making it then into a whole.
Yeah.
That's I think what your strength is. I think actually because when you try to you have to make something organic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have a set of numbers, which is not. I don't think it's the way to compose. For me, it's making sure that everything has an integrated sense, and therefore it has an organic whole. It's held together, which you do. Dun da that dun da that. You
Yeah.
do a lot of that.
Yes, I have little trademark.
Dotty crotchets.
I have
dotty
trademark
crotchets,
things,
quaver
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun, dun across the beat. So you like that quite modern
I like syncopation.
Yeah.
I like going against the beats.
against the beat.
I put in the time signatures, but generally ignore them really, because the phrasing goes over the beat, over the lines.
Well, yes, because that 1 2 3
Oh yeah, the part.
that one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3.
Yeah, so people. Yeah, I might just play a bit of that if that's
Yeah,
right.
play
This
it, play it.
is part 3, which is rebellion. God's creativity resisted, and it has this what's called an ostinato, which is just a repeated rhythmic phrase, and it's sort of showing the sort of anger really that God shows. That's the hard solo that Jonathan was talking about.
Yeah.
And it's this
We'll
sort
have
of
a
feel.
look at that later in the week. Yeah.
So
So,
it's like-
you see that 1 2 4 5 6 1
Yes.
2 3 4.
So
Now,
it's a bit like I Want to Be in America, but with an extra beat thrown in.
Dun, da, 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 and
But
it- so
Bernstein nicked that idea himself from somewhere anyway. It wasn't.
you can always know that a lot of things are derivative. I mean, I think the notion that everything is original. I mean, also, I don't know what that means actually, apart from if you're Bach.
Yeah, he invented it, most of it.
Yeah, he did.
He invented syncopation and
He did.
rock and roll.
And Mozart was not particularly original with his. Now,
No,
I
he
sit here saying Mozart wasn't particularly
You'll
original.
get some comments now.
He was interesting in his orchestration, but he was.
Yeah.
But the actual, it was more or less Baroque.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
its
it's
construction.
more or less copied from other.
Yeah.
But he took it to a sort of higher
But
level. I
Puccini
think.
now that I think had all kinds of different levels. When we're talking about writing oratorio,
As we are.
when it came to you, how did you decide what to write? How did you decide, with all these verses in Scripture,
Right.
you tried to have an organic whole?
Yes. I'm not that clever or that bright to simply say I could see a perceived plan. It sort of grew, and grew more on the alliteration of me finding words that sort of fitted as my headings as to what the progression of the...
So part 1, 2, 3,
Yes,
4.
so part 3, you got God's creative release. That's very much incarnational. It's Trinitarian, really. That we're thinking about who is the nature of God, and what is he here to do. And the hero of the story, Jesus, arrives, and so we're dealing with the incarnation in that sense. But then the creativity need to be realized. You know, you couldn't just ignore Genesis 1 and 2, although largely I've done that, and gone into the second movement, which is just describing all the wonders of creation that Jeremiah and Job do, right, and the Psalms, not Genesis 1 and 2. I've left that way back. But then, of course, the drama moves on and into that section that you just played and described.
The anger of God.
Yeah, that he's really... I try not to use the word angry. He's just disappointed and hurting at plan A has gone awry. Well, has it? No, I think always in his mind there was plan A, no plan B, that had to be dealt with, and dealt with by the coming of Jesus to die on the cross and to defeat death and defeat the disease and the deceit and everything else that we have read about in some of the scriptures I found that fitted that. I was finding stuff that I didn't know was in the Bible.
Yeah.
It just came.
That's
That's
always significant,
yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
When you attacked it, from what was did you come from a point of belief of neutrality or belief? Do you have
personally,
a belief in
Not
particularly?
No, I'm not. No, I just take the words and the meaning and what they mean perhaps more to other people. I mean, I'm an agnostic.
Yes.
As is.
Well, that's I love that's the honesty of it, and actually, so you take the words.
I take the word and try to. It's empathy. It's empathy.
Yeah.
It's about what I believe is true and how people have reacted to these words over the millennia, and try to sort of tap into that. But I mean, whether you believe or not, it still hits you. It still, it moves me to tears.
But
at times.
But yeah,
it's moving. Some of these verses, they're not almost just sort of non-religious. They're just human, aren't they? They're just deeply personal. So I just felt that, and set it to music. Simple as that.
And you asked me how did
But
I
it wasn't
feel
simple.
when I heard first. I thought he's caught it.
Well, I
if
hope
there's
so.
any power behind and direction, I clearly felt that was going on because I was stumbling from bit to bit or stumbling on stuff that was there in the Bible, but I'd never quite read it, and said oh, that fits there. Oh, I see. And then to come on to the fact that now Jesus is calm, that his death is on the cross, that he's defeated death. What next? Well, what next is what the Bible describes. Well, we live in a Christ-centered world, doing our utmost to try to find his blessing and his direction and his ability to influence us for good. And yet behind that still, there is the final movement, which we haven't touched yet, which basically says it's going to be a new creation. We get this far so far, but there's even yet better. Things are going to get better. Was
The golden city.
Yeah, and that revelation, that hope. I think in a world that we're coming to, because you must go, because you will get into so much
I'm going to
trouble.
get so into trouble.
You're going to get into so
gonna
much
get- well,
trouble. You might as well stay the night now.
Yeah, might as well.
In fact, we'll
Seek
give you some fish
refuge.
fingers and chips.
No, it's fine. No, I'm
Hey,
okay.
Sophie,
on
I've got
the
some
floor.
ketchup as well.
Oh,
if you
that's
want.
all right. Yeah.
Don't sound like.
I
So
might
let
get
him
these
go,
chips at home.
Jonathan. Let him go.
Well, listen.
No, we'll
Go on.
just talk about part 5, just quickly.
Right.
Go on.
The golden city idea.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Which is sort of where it all
Oh,
heads
yeah,
towards, isn't it?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
again, just musically, this sort of ostinato I think that's a word for the whole thing, really. These sort of
Quite
repetitive,
repeated things.
yeah,
That's
and
what often
it's
Italian.
describing the golden city and the jewels. And it gives that sort of ethereal quality. And then as we get towards Revelation and the end, it comes back to where it started with that
But that phrase.
The ostinata that we started in Genesis.
Yes. Yes.
And we end with the last. Is it the last 3 words of the Bible?
Yeah, it is. Come, Lord Jesus.
Come, Lord Jesus.
And you end up.
So
Is
it's
that
not-
D major? What is that?
Is it D major?
D
Yes,
major,
you've
yeah,
got
D major.
perfect pitch, this
Perfect.
guy.
Absolutely
and-
perfect Handelian finish.
And it's not a big custard pie finale. It is just
Quiet.
Simple that.
quiet,
Just
simple, understated.
Yes.
We're done. Full stop.
I mean it's classic. I think it's vintage Perkins.
Well, it
We
is.
loved it.
20 years
David.
old.
Yes.
Yeah, we loved what you did. I loved what you
Lovely.
did as a musician.
Oh, you're very
You know, I listened to what you did, and I was always fascinated by your process because I write songs. I don't write, you know, this integrated kind of sense of stuff and.
Joined up. Stuff,
No,
this is-
joined
no,
up things. That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying. That
yeah.
it's organic and it has
Yeah.
something, you know. And I think actually that that God, whether you believe in Him or not, is able to use this in people's lives to stimulate their creativity. One of the things that I've always feel good as Christians is the one thing they lack in massive hordes is imagination. Often we don't employ imagination enough, and imagination is what stimulates all of us to think about beyond and towards hope. And what we need in this world, I definitely think, is an overload of imagination. And that imagination and creativity is from a creator God.
Very much so. It's
That's what I
reflecting
feel.
it. Yeah.
So whatever you've got, whether you believe it or not, that's a kind of feeling I feel that what you give to people, again, whether you believe it or not, it's not really up to you because they receive it how they receive it.
Exactly.
And
they just
and I
hope
think
I-
that's what's quite extraordinary. And on that note, you must go and get your shepherd's pie and chips.
And give her my love.
Get out.
won't you?
In my dreams, it'd be shepherd's pie and chips.
Yeah.
I'm married
we're
a vegetarian.
You didn't, David.
I'm
so
leaving here
sorry.
early.
We'll go to Greg.
go and have a
Thursday.
carrot.
Yeah. I promised I'll buy you a meat pie.
If you
Right.
could,
Yes,
if you
okay.
could, bring it to the rehearsal.
You won't know you've got it because nobody's listening tonight, and they won't. Nobody tell it's a meat pie. Everybody, could you just show your appreciation, please, for David,
Yes.
who's
Thank you.
going to just
Thank you very
be
much. Oh,
marvellous.
they've loved
Thank
it.
you very
Absolutely
much, mate.
loved
It's
it.
been a
And
pleasure.
have they some nice comments
Yeah,
for David
they've
before
loved
he
the
leaves?
music. Owen Lamb said this is a superb insight into music composition.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So they're fascinated.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
Fascinated.
I have.
I know, but it started nerve because you weren't sure what we were going to do, and here it is.
Jonathan's not very good at explaining quite what goes
Absolutely
on.
no idea what was going to happen.
Well, actually, I thought Derek might have explained it to you, but Derek.
Derek was none the wiser.
I just said I had no idea, but Jonathan will take over and he'll run
Exactly.
Yeah,
the
and here
show,
we are.
and
Which
it will
is-
be all right.
Which is some insight, definitely.
It's yes, an insight. We're gonna finish with. I'll
we're
sing
going to put a
Yeah, you got to
video
sing
on.
some.
Sorry,
Put a video on.
Yeah, put a video.
We'll
Fields
put
of Gold.
Let's put Fields
Put
of Gold
Fields of
on.
Gold.
Fields of
Following
Gold.
on the gold.
Lovely song, Fields
Yes.
of Gold.
God bless you,
Put it
mate.
on.
Thank you very much.
See you
Thank you so
Thursday.
See you soon.
Thank
Yes.
you.
David,
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Bye.
Love to
Bye
Caroline.
bye. Bye bye.
You remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly. There have been some that I've broken, but I swear, in the days still left, you'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly. There have been some that I've broken. Oh, but I swear, in the days still left, we'll walk in fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down among the fields of gold. You remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walk in the fields of gold. When we walk in fields of gold. When we walk in fields of gold.
Well, that was some very nice work from our Rachel there.
Did that music
really,
video?
Yeah, really beautiful work. So we've packed David off, and we've said that we would like him to come back again, and he's said he hopefully will. So
Yeah,
that'd be
that'd
lovely.
be great to have him back.
Right, let's fill you in on where we're going. So, as Jonathan's been mentioning, the 26th, we're at the Avenue Baptist in Westcliff-on-Sea. Then the next day, on the Saturday, we are in Guildford, where Jonathan is singing this recreation on the Saturday at Millmead. And then after that, doing a bit more, aren't you?
Just a few songs.
Just a few songs
like
afterwards.
that you've got. You requested God of the Moon.
So
and
if
things
you're
like that.
Yes, absolutely. So
Absolute
if you
must.
are around, would like to come on Saturday the 27th, Jonathan will be at Millmead in Recreation. You've had snippets from it now and it's going to be wonderful. July, end of July, we're in Thornley, back to lovely Thornley on the 25th of July until the 1st of August. Whatever happens then. Then in September, we've got a couple of dates. The latest one has only just come in. So we've got the 12th at Carluke and Law. And then on the 19th, we're in, what's the name of the place? Is it Sea Mills Baptist Church?
Yes.
That's on the 19th. So the 12th and the 19th, we're in Scotland. October, on the 3rd, we're in East London, Leytonstone. On the 16th, we're at Swanage Methodist in Swanage. And then on the 31st, we're at Offington Park Methodist. Gosh, we're doing a lot of Methodists suddenly, aren't we?
Yeah, what is it about Methodists? What's wrong with United
in Worthing.
Reformed all of a sudden?
November the 14th, we are at Hazel Grove Baptist in Stockport. Then December the 14th, we are returning to Hope Church in Dawlish for a Christmas bonanza, which will be absolutely wonderful. So we're looking forward to doing all of that. If you wish to ask me anything, you need to write to me on sue@jonathanveira.com. And if you want to find out anything about how to get tickets and so on, the information will be going up on the website on the events section, so that you'll be able to work that out. No problem at all. But any sort of new dates that are coming in will be going on there as well. Now, when are we going to be in the Steinway room again? Well, we've got another 2 in June. On the 14th, we're going to be, I think, just you and I chatting.
Could
I
be,
think,
but
on the 14th.
it might be. We've got a special. It might be if Peter Martin can come in.
Oh, right.
He wanted to do a special. He's
something
been
about
working
Ukraine.
in Ukraine.
Okay, yes.
It seems that we've got an international flavour over the next few weeks.
Yes.
And then the following week, I've got a guy called Chidi Emmanuel, who is from Nigeria, doing his doctoral thesis here. And he stood up and prayed in church recently, and it so struck me. He
very
was
moving.
so incredibly emotional as he described the persecution of the church there in Nigeria, and people that of his family members that were lost through the persecution and killing, straight murders of the church, and how it's not in general being spoken of in the West.
No.
Very much uncovered as a serious situation. And I just thought, I said to him, could you come and talk to him? You know what? I know in this community we've done nothing really we've done very little apart way back when South Africa we did a number with Lisa Ashton. But I think it's actually something just to keep you aware of those of you who are people of faith and those of you who are not people of faith, so that you know what's going on in our big wide world. Very, very crucial. This, and
It was very moving, actually.
Very moving.
When he was,
I was moved to tears as
very
well.
moving when he was praying. Actually,
Yeah.
very moving. Right. Okay. So then, where are we? So yes, don't forget to, if you haven't subscribed to YouTube already,
do it tonight.
you need to do that. You need to subscribe to YouTube, and yes, November will be our next away day at St Catherine's Parmore. So it will be on the 18th, the Wednesday, the 18th of November. But as before, you can go on the 17th and leave on the 19th. So we're going to be opening that up for bookings for those of you who haven't booked already. So really, just make sure that
You've marked
you
it in your
put that
diary.
in your diary. So that's Wednesday, November the 18th, and
We
the
could-
day before and the day after.
We
If you
only
wish to
have
join
59 to
us.
60 people there. It
Yes,
is first come, first served.
yes,
We would
it
like to have a
is.
full house.
Yes.
And we'd really love to see you there again after the success of the one in Thornley. And don't forget Thornley. Have we mentioned Thornley? Was I not here?
You weren't listening to
I
me.
wasn't listening.
So you've got a Friend Trust in front of you, Mr. Veira?
I have. Well, thank you. And Got a Friend Trust. Remember, Adrian and Nicola are watching now. And the trustees, we thank them, as always, for working on our behalf. For you, those of you who contribute regularly to Got a Friend Trust, Got a Friend Trust, we thank you incredibly from the bottom of my heart. So the amount of people you've helped over these 6 years. And if you have a need, people, do not be proud. Simply come and ask us. If you don't want to ask him directly because you're slightly embarrassed, you can come to Sue or I. Private message me or Sue, and we can get onto it. Okay. And so if you have a need, you think there's something at the washing machine or something gone wrong in the house, that you just cannot afford to do that right now. It's come as a big shock to you, and your finances simply cannot do it. Then come and do it. Come and talk to us, and we'll see whether we can help. We have to ask a few questions because of governance. We have to do that. But I think one person has been refused when they asked for £5 million to build a casino. And we said no, and I hope that they're not too upset. But seriously, we'd love you to do that and get on with it. So I think that's it, really. I think we're done with notices.
Yes,
and I think,
we've done with notices.
I'm wondering whether to sing All That Matters. I quite fancy that one. And then we want to do another one. We want to do God of the Moon and Stars. I want to talk to you in a minute again, just to kind of talk about your burden for this piece, really, in a way.
Indeed.
Okay, but we'll do All That Matters. Why don't we do that? Because my piano, my hand is going all over the place. I'm starting to get really those of you who are playing nature.
Yeah,
it's getting worse.
It is getting worse. It used to be just the last 2 fingers on
Now
that
it's
hand,
gone
but
to
it's
3.
beginning to go to
I mean,
3.
I can just about, but I can't. I used to be able to stretch a 10th, but I can't do that now. There, I can, but not in the right. I have to do that. So it's getting to be that I can't use it properly. So let's have a backing track for this wonderful track. Much more funkadelic. This one from the album, the more recent album, with my boys on it, singing BVs. Lovely song, this. Here's life in all its mystery, the beauty and the tragedy, the silence and the symphony, and everything between. And deep inside the heart of man, the need to know and understand, are we a part of some great plan, or just a passing dream? Philosophers philosophize, but rarely look you in the eyes. And politics is compromise that rides the ebb and flow. And money talks and fashion screams to fill the space inside your dreams. If you want something to believe, I'll tell you what I know. Oh, my maker is my savior, my creator is also my friend, and to find him and his favor is all that matters in the end. The spirit of the age decrees. We may not speak in certainties, but that's what Jesus is to me, the bedrock of my soul, a savior who can really save, a power stronger than the grave, the greatest gift I'll ever have, the deepest joy I know. Oh, my maker is my savior, my creator is also my friend, and to find him and his favor is all that matters in the end. Oh, my maker is my savior, my creator is also my friend, and to find him His favor is all that matters. He's all that matters. He's all that matters. In the end, in the end. Oh, my Maker, He's my Savior. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-doo-da, da-ba-da-da-doo. Ba-da-dee-da, my Maker is my Savior. Don't do. He's my Savior. As the record fades, we welcome you once again back to Mr. Derek Windsor. Do you like that one? It's a great song, isn't it? My Maker is my Savior. My Creator is also my friend.
It's the tightness of the lyrics as well. That's really, really neat.
It is. It's a very... It was written by Judy Mackenzie Dunn. I recorded that back in 2008, I think.
Yeah.
The first recording of it.
The Screams and the Dreams.
Yeah,
like
that's the one.
I like that.
Remember?
Yeah.
And and it's all, you know. I think the what I quite like is the philosophers philosophize, but rarely look
Not
you
easy.
in the eyes.
Yes, you've got to use Fixodent that night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, indeed.
And politics is compromise that rides the ebb and flow.
Oh, that's good. Great.
Money talks and fashion screams.
Yes, the screams
to
and
fill
dreams.
the
I got
space
that.
inside your dreams.
I got that.
So it's a it's a great song. But from your side of this, now it's interesting talking to David. And I've known David now for 30-something years. I couldn't have told you whether he was Christian or not Christian.
No.
But it's interesting. I find his response was interesting as well.
Yeah.
From an agnostic, he approaches these words, and I think it has historicity, doesn't it?
Yes, it
The
does.
words themselves have a massive history.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself, just in and of itself, is a massive thing. Do you think that? Do you think it speaks?
I think he approached it with a respect and integrity towards the scriptures, realizing that, I suppose, whomever the main audiences who are going to be able to listen and share, the choirs are going to sing, recreation, will have a core of faith, which makes them want to proclaim the word of God through. This is only a synopsis, really, 150 words out of 3,000 or 36,000. But basically, it is telling as fully as we could put it together and with as much clarity and simplicity to say, this is the main message of the Bible.
Yes. Yeah.
And he approached it in that way. Prior to this, he had written, and one or two of his friends had, from a Christian background, he wrote a song of Psalms. A guy who was dying of cancer, Terry Reid, had put together from the Catholic litany in his prayer book some words from the Psalms, traditional translation and such. And David handled that with great integrity. And
it was a friend of his who
eventually died. Yes, yeah, indeed. And that I felt always, with David, he's a not yet Christian.
I always think that about his heart too.
Yeah,
he's a warm human being. He's
Oh,
a
very much
humanitarian,
so.
I think,
Yes,
at
indeed,
the heart of him.
And Caroline alongside him. They're a delightful couple.
Yeah, they are.
They really
They always
are.
were. They always were
indeed,
fantastic.
indeed, yeah.
And
very talented.
I know many
David.
Christians who don't behave as well as they do.
Oh, come on.
Without the Spirit of God in them.
Exactly.
So I think actually that I think he's just waiting to be plugged in.
Well, I've done my best for the last 20 years.
You have, yeah. Well,
I keep throwing stuff at him and so on, but he's always handled it well and so on. And when we've rehearsed and we've done recreation, revisited rehearsals with the guys, there's 8 readers, there's the 2 or 3 soloists. Soloists aren't necessarily Christian.
Christian,
No.
no.
But we start with prayer, and I just say, please God, can you, as simply as we can make it. But they seem to join in and appreciate it. And I said, we've produced a prayer sheet for people thanking God for the different stages of development that happened over these last couple of months, and listed the names of the people. But before doing that, I felt I must ask them, do you mind? He said, I would really appreciate if people want to pray for me, I'm really glad.
Yeah, I think that's the people's position.
Yeah. Yeah.
I very rarely find anybody who says no. Now, of course, it's a difficult thing to say no to.
Sure.
To be
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah.
if you say to people, "Can I pray for you?" You go, "You do what you like, mate."
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
that
exactly.
side.
Yeah.
Or there's the yes, please, could you? Because it can't hurt.
No.
Is a lot of people's position.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sue, about that? I mean, let's just put yourself on camera.
Okay.
Sorry if I caught you on the cup
No,
of
just
tea.
got- no, it's a
I
mouthful
mean,
of
what do you think
water.
when people pray, when they ask you for prayer? Or so you go and say to people, I pray for you.
Yeah.
Because I often do. I say, do you mind if I pray for you on the street?
Yeah.
I meet them in the supermarket or something. I said, they're quite in a bad way, and I'll
Yeah,
say,
when
can I
people
pray for you?
share their stories with you, you quite
Sure.
often say,
Yeah.
I'll pray for you. And I think the people that I've worked with or whatever that I know have been in difficulties, they've usually been quite grateful, actually, even if they don't have a faith themselves, to know that someone is going to pray for them. I'm sure other people on the community have experienced that as
exactly
well.
that. Yeah. What do you see as its central aim?
Twofold. Recreation Revisited is basically a way of, you said, using the imagination. One of the things we haven't mentioned is the fact there's 150 images going up on screen.
Oh, yes.
The whole art thing is very much something I always wanted to do from the very beginning, 20 years back, was to actually put the visual into the vocal and the musical. And this has given me a chance to do so.
So the images come up.
They're coming up. And I've written effectively a biblical commentary that is visual up on screen. Classic and some 12th century Byzantine mosaics.
Yes.
Cute, very cute pictures of God. There's Ancient of Days, as William Blake, predictably. There's obviously Holman Hunt, Light of the World, for the piece that you're saying.
Yes.
But a lot of other stuff that is really quite stunning. I've loved the whole exercise of having the chance to put together contemporary art. We've just... Somebody said, you should put some of this stuff in the chapel at Millmead and have an art exhibition.
Yes.
That was 6 weeks ago. The art exhibition opened yesterday or last week. It's just come together really, really well. So the imagination is there. I want to help people see that there's a relevance in the Bible and there's a continuity, a theme in the Bible.
That's I think that Genesis and Revelation thing.
And for which, whatever the costs are, we've still got to work out about the cost of paying for about 450 programs, nearly 500 quid's worth or something. But basically, it'll come. But basically, I want everyone there to have a very presentable program that they'll take away. Yeah. And it has the full text. Now, they won't be able to read it so much on the night because it'll be dim lighting in the body of the audio.
But they can take it away.
But they're meant to take it away, and that's our encouragement. And that we've always done with Recreation since the beginning. Always I wanted to get the scriptures out there. Second fold is what we're trying to do. We're trying to support the work of the Ukrainian Bible Society. We had the partnership. I initially thought, well, this is Bible. It's 500 years since Tyndale and all that. I'll check the people at Swindon to say, are they up for this? And clearly, very responsively said, yes, we'd love to be involved. And, well, we'd like to help because we've got a large community of Ukrainian people in Millmead. They meet every Friday morning, the Ukrainian hubs there, for language teaching, for food banks and clothes swap and all those things, and cultural things. What we discovered, having put our name to it, we will raise money for Ukraine, for the frontline people, is that in fact there is an absolutely stunning program that's been initiated called Trauma Healing. My lover, I'd come from Bristol, didn't I?
You do, my lover.
I do. The population of Bristol is 500,000 people. That's 500,000 people in Ukraine who have been damaged in some way, physically, quite apart from emotionally. Guildford's population, 70,000. Double that, 140,000. That's the number of people who've been killed. Go to the schools, 1 in every 4 youngsters have lost their dad. Just lost. And this trauma program, healing program, there is so much in it of grief and hurt and damage that what a vision had come, and it was God's gift, I'm sure, to this young ex-communist Russian emigre who came to Ukraine, wanted to get away from a communist background and political scene, developed a program of simple psychology and psychoanalysis to be able to say, how can we help you with your grief? We'll look at the Bible, because the Bible's full of grief and hurt and disappointment and despair. We need to find a way that will help you through. And this has been put across virtually nationwide. The government and the military have really strongly recommended this, that it should be done. And this young couple are a pastor in eastern Ukraine. They're training up every weekend people who will go out and develop this psychological stroke biblical grief counseling support.
Great.
And we want to get money out for that.
That's great. So, well, in fact, that correlates directly with Peter Martin.
Well, I'm hearing that.
You know, because Peter has been working with a church in Kyiv.
Yes.
An organisation supporting that. So
Well, he was supporting it long before the
long
war
before.
started,
Sure.
wasn't it?
So that's a nice little bit of synergy
Yeah.
we've got there. That we come to an end. God of the Moon and Stars. Let's have that, and then we'll say good night. And thank you so much. You see how quickly it goes?
Yeah, it's fun. Good time. Can I just say that if our folks in the Guildford area, 30 miles away from us, do come, there's no tickets. There's no booking. Just turn up.
Yeah.
But we'll lock the doors. Once we've had your money, you can go home.
Yeah, okay. Come on and join us. That will be great to have you. And I think in the second half, I'll sing a few songs. God of the Moon and Stars, please,
Yes.
Rachel. Thank you very much. And it's this one for you, Derek.
I love this song.
I'm going to sing Go Peaceful, and then we're going to go home. Okay? And that's we're home. I'm going to take you home.
Well, that would be helpful.
God of the moon and stars, God of the near and far, God of these fragile hearts, we are, I come to you. God of our history, God of the future that will be, what will you make of me? I come to you. God of the meek and mild, God of the reckless and the wild, God of the unreconciled, I come to you. God of our life and death, God of our secrets unconfessed, head of our every living breath, I come to you. God of the rich and poor, God of the princess and the whore, God of the ever open door, I come to you. God of the unborn child, God of the pure and undefiled, God of the pimp and pedophile, I come to you. God of the war and peace, God of the junkie and the priest, God of the greatest and the least, I come to you. God of the refugee, God of the prisoner and the free, God of my doubts and certainty, I come to you. God of our joy and grief, God of the lawyer and the thief, God of our faith and unbelief, I come to you. God of the wounds we bear, God of the deepest dreams we share, God of our unspoken prayer, I come to you. God of a world that's lost, God of a lonely cross, God who has come to us, we come to you. Go peaceful in gentleness to the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways. Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim. Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame. God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love. Be righteous, speak truthfully in a world of greed and lies. Show kindness, see everyone, folks, through heaven's eyes.
God hold you and fold you and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known for the whole of this week, if you can, and for the rest of our lives, if God grants us that. May we be known by love. Why don't you just say a final blessing for us? Just put him on the screen, please, Rachel, and let's say a final blessing together.
God, thank you for every gift you've given us. Gift of relationships, principally with you through your Spirit. Relationships with our friends. Relationships with those who yet are to know you. Thank you for the gift of music and the amazing gift of your words, speaking down the years to us. As we read them, as we listen to them, as we sing them, as we reflect on them, may your Spirit guide us and keep us safe. In Jesus' hands, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone,
you,
for
David.
joining us. We've had
You've
some
had a lovely
people
time.
from
We had a nice time tonight.
nice time. People have loved it. We've had people from all around the world. Thank you for joining us from Australia and Copenhagen and France. And
Wonderful.
whilst you're on holiday, you still join us, and we are very blessed by that. We've got a few people that we want to be praying for this week, particularly Brian and Trevor
Amen to
and
that.
Eunice.
Yes.
We're praying for them, and God just be with them through this difficult time.
Difficult time.
And for many others, those of you who know people, keep the prayers going for people this week.
Amen. Thank you all. Derek, God bless you, mate.
Bless
Pleasure.
you.
See you
Thank you
soon.
for coming.
It's been really
Thank you
good
all.
time.
See you
God
next
bless
week.
you.
Bye now.